Hi, I'm Steven Santos, AIFD, here to teach you how to make your pumpkin patch arrangement. So in your kit, you have your fresh items and you also have some of your hard goods. So let's get started with our hard goods first and get your vase prepped. In your kit, you should have this dry piece of Oasis foam, and we want to get that hydrated. So I just have a little tub here. You can use a tub or a bucket or your sink, and you want to add water, and you want to just be room temperature water, nothing too hot or cold. Add that, and then super easy, all we have to do is just plop that right on top of the water. As you can see, it'll start soaking up the water itself, and you want to let it do it on its own. What you don't want to do is push down on the Oasis because it can create an air pocket in the center, and then the flowers don't have any water to absorb. So we'll let that hydrate right there and get our container prepped. So in your kit, you should have your vase, these little green anchor pins, and also some glue dots. So we're going to secure those pins to the bottom of the arrangement to help hold our Oasis. So I'm going to take just 2 of those glue dots and stick them on the bottom of the anchor pin, and then just peel off that other little layer to reveal all the glue. And we're going to stick that in to the side of the container just like that, and then just press firmly down to help adhere that glue to the bottom of the container. With your other one, you're going to do the exact same thing, and we're just going to put it to the other side of the container. So there's 2 kind of anchor points for that foam to hold on to. And there's a little flap on the glue dots to help release it, but sometimes it can be a little difficult, so be patient. Perfect, so I have that. I'm going to stick it right in on the other side. Press firmly down, and we have our anchor pin secured into the base of our container. Once our Oasis is hydrated, we can go ahead and cut it to size for the container that we're using. So what I usually do is we'll take the Oasis and kind of get it right on top and just press down a little bit, because what it'll do is create the notches in the Oasis, so kind of a little guiding point for us to cut. So using a floral knife or a kitchen knife, I'm just going to cut off that excess foam around the outline that we made. Perfect. And then once you get that on there, just put it on and then gently press down onto the foam. You don't want to press too hard because it could create like finger marks into the foam, and it is harder to insert your flowers into the foam. And then I'm going to cut it down just a little bit because we don't need that much foam. We only want like a 1/2 inch sticking out. So you can kind of carve this foam. It's really easy to work with. Perfect. Now that we've secured our Oasis foam in the container, we can start adding our flowers. Let's go through some of the items we're going to be using. First off, we have these really pretty fall mums. These are the bigger ones. They're called cremones, and this is a really nice kind of bronzy color. We also have this really fun kangaroo paw. This is a really cool linear flower. It's named kangaroo paw because the little flowers look like little kangaroo feet. We have this really pretty yellow status. It's super airy and wispy. It adds a lot of fun texture. We also have our peach hypericum berry. I love adding the berries to it. I think it's a really fun accent. We also have this really nice and whimsical eucalyptus, and has that really nice eucalyptus fragrance with it. These right here are fun. These are dianthus, and normally they're green, but we tinted them to kind of match that fall tone, so it makes a really fun accent. And of course, everyone's favorite are Freedom Red Roses, that beautiful red, vibrant color. This is that standard red that you see everywhere, so it's the most popular color of red. We also have Israeli Ruscus, so it's that nice green color, and we have nice linear pieces to use. These are super fun. So these are pincushion proteas. So they are actually grown in South Africa in like kind of the savannas down there. And it's just a really fun texture, really cool, different type of flower. Of course, we have our standard alstroemeria, which is really pretty and lasts so long. And then we also have our greenery. This is leatherleaf, and it is the most commonly used greenery in floral design and really easy to use, so we'll definitely be taking advantage of that. So our design today with our container, we're not gonna do kind of a mound or all around. We're gonna do a really fun kind of stair step down design with our roses kind of coming down the front. So to start off, we want to get our greenery in order. So let's start off with our leather leaf. Now it's a really big piece, so we're actually going to cut this down to use it. So as you can see in the back, there's like different areas in between. I'm going to take advantage of those and cut them into some smaller pieces. So I have all these different pieces to use out of that one stem. And we're going to go just around the bottom and create like a little skirt around the base. And you want to insert at least a ½ inch of stem into the foam. That really ensures that you're going to get a nice secure insertion and the flower has enough stem in there to absorb some water. The more water it can absorb, the longer it's going to last for you. So once we kind of have that skirt going around, I'm just going to add a little bit to the front. It's going to come up in the back and then kind of cascading down. So what we're going to do is take one of these leather leaves, the whole stem, and I'm going to put it right in the back just like that. The other piece I'm going to have kind of coming out the sides just like that. So we kind of make like a little triangle. It's a very traditional style of design and floral design. You'll probably see that a lot. But we're going to, even though it's kind of a traditional style, we are going to really kind of make it our own and make it really fun. Next, to kind of give us more shape, we're going to use our Israeli ruscus. And this is going to give us some of that height that we want. And I'm going to do is stair step it down just like this. So you see I have the tall, medium, and then the short. Just like that. Next, we're going to want to use our kangaroo paw. As you can see, we're starting out with our linear flowers, and linear means the long. We have the length in our arrangement as opposed to the mass. So I'm going to pick, I think this one first is going to be our tallest one, going in the back. And then just putting the rest, coming down the bottom. And this one I have another little piece that I can cut off and add to that. So we have it coming all the way around. Next, we're gonna do our roses. So with the roses, kind of get them all so they're at the same level. And look, I wanna find the smallest head, and I think that's gonna be this one right here. And I'm choosing the smallest one because I want to start off with the smallest heads at the top and they just get bigger as they go down. So I'm going to start off with this guy right there, and then we can just go down see we're kind of doing that stair step down to the very front till we get to the very bottom. And we have that last one right there at the bottom. You see them all coming down. Next, we'll do our mums. Since we have 3 of them, we're going to do the same kind of thing, but kind of through the center. So we'll start off with kind of a taller one. And then we'll make the second. And then our third will come right in the center right there. So you can really see, we fill in before we kind of had a hole in the middle, and now we kind of filled in with that space. Next, we're going to kind of fill in the front with some of this really pretty alstroemeria. I'm going to take off some of those leaves on the top. Since we have 3, just gonna kind of fill in between to get some of that color throughout. So you can see I kind of added some of that red color, or that orange color throughout with the red. Next, we will do our pincushion proteas. These are super fun, but they can be a little bit tricky. As you can see on the back, the heads are really heavy and the stems can be a little weak. So you want to be really careful when you are cutting. And I'm going to hold it right there and then cut, because if it flails too much, it can pop off, and we don't really want that to happen. So I think the first one I'm going to add is going to be right there. And the other one's going to go just a little bit taller. That coming right in there. So they're stair step down, but they're not super far away, so your eye kind of travels with it, so it makes a really nice, fun look. These guys, I think they're going to look really nice at the base because we want to cover up some of that openness in there, so you got to get that texture. And we still have our fun eucalyptus greenery, and what I want to do with that is really accentuate the flowiness of the bottom. We're going to cover that container, add some of these really fun pieces. So you can see we're really kind of just making it so much more flowy on the bottom, so it kind of makes a nice little base for it. And I'm even going to take this one little piece and kind of get it to the top, so we have that greenery throughout the whole arrangement. But we have plenty to work with on this side to kind of have it come out like a skirt. Next, we have our hypericum, and with these, we really can just, it's like a filler, so we're really going to add it in, and any little hole that you see that you want to have some nice, fun texture. I'm kind of just going in between. You can put some up a little higher if you want, next to that rose. Any little space that you feel could use a berry. Very nice, just like that. And then last but certainly not least is our filler. And these, you can use as little or as much as you want. We have nice long pieces that we're going to use. So, I definitely want some kind of up behind here to kind of balance that out, to really get that yellow color throughout. And then same with the berries, we're just going to fill in any little spot that you see could use some yellow accents to it. And we have plenty, so you want to just go throughout just a little bit throughout the arrangement. Even though this is a one-sided design, we want to make sure that the back doesn't get left all by its lonesome. So you can kind of see on the back, there's just greenery. I'm going to add just a little bit of this right here, just to fill in some spots so it's not just all by itself and looks unfinished. This is what the professionals do to help finish off an arrangement. So this really fun, kind of tall design. This is perfect for like a fireplace to kind of go up against something, or even along a kitchen counter. And so this is the pumpkin patch arrangement, and this is all of our fresh items, but we're not done yet, because in your kit, you should get these really fun seasonal sticks. And we'll be able to add some really fun texture to this, and it kind of takes it up to that next level. So I'm just going to stick just a few pieces in along the back to kind of outline it. And you can see just having that in there adds so much texture and dynamic to that arrangement. It really just takes it to the next level. So thanks so much for doing our pumpkin patch arrangement. One of my favorite things about doing these classes is that we get to see what you create. So when you are done creating your arrangement, make sure to get on Facebook and Instagram and tag us at GetFlowerFix and at 50 Flowers so we can see all of your fun arrangements. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.